Okay. Let's get back into this. So hopefully we can wrap it up pretty soon. Hopefully. With these next trials and everything else.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said.
Oh my god, this music again. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. It is what it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved.
I didn't know. Never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for it. It showed dark killings.
Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me.
Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean what happened to you?
It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means you...
Yes, I was a witness in the trial.
I didn't see that one coming.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day. Unusual for that season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together when she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe Dark.
It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Neil Marshall showed up.
Jake Marshall's brother. Oh yeah, it is that trope.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then,
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
A permanent picture? What did you see in the instant that crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife.
Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl.
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma, you've been through so much.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago. You must have been 14, that's understandable.
Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my own testimonies. Find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about that?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why Lana. Why she made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it.
Edgeworth?
Yes, I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office.
Why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
Because the detective offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force.
Eh? That's news to me.
After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Yeah, it's not looking too good for Edgeworth, alright. Time to go to the detention center. February 24th, detention center visitors room. You, we need to have a word.
Lana.
Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we?
Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty.
Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Nothing's gonna work, of course. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago.
She was amazing.
Oh, she had some lipstick on.
They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together.
Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be.
They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filled and filed.
Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was...
to gain experience investigating crime scenes. So you could use that experience in court, right?
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about the investigation of theirs 2 years ago.
A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be.
That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth.
It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul to the devil.
Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there was no murder at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said.
This is probably an act, honestly. This is probably some kind of act.
How about you stab Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us?
Emma? This doesn't involve just me.
I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before.
2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Joe Dark.
Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right?
Yes, Chief Deputy Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
They even had the same office.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place.
When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall is trying to save me from Dark.
You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
Now you tell us.
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Chief Deputy Gant and myself.
That's where he found me.
So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana?
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark.
Oh god.
When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies?
Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did you do?
To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her after all her sister must have gone through.
After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident?
That's right. Quite a coincidence,
I don't buy it.
Well, what are you saying?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance.
But that case was solved 2 years ago.
At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall, yes. His actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark.
Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right?
Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office.
Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Yeah, there was a knife in a dude's back. Wonder if there's anything else to do in the underground parking lot. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr.
Everyone's probably busy looking to exactly what went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are.
Well, we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15.
Yeah, I thought we were finally marking some headway in our case.
But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hey there, Lana.
I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Edgeworth, are you home? February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office.
Mr. Edgeworth isn't here.
Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today.
Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago.
I guess we'll just have to come back later. Off to the police department. February 24th, police department entrance. Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall.
I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Que sera, sera. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? Hold on. Okay.
Que será, será.
Que sera, sera. Oh, Spanish. I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy?
Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? If there ever was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Well, yeah, when I have like multiple things open on my computer, I might as well just open up Google Translate to find the pronunciation. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. I'm not a patrolman anymore, and I'm certainly not a detective. I'm nothing more than a wanted man now. These old eyes of mine have seen too much as it is. Okay, good, because I really don't want to. Wait, hold on a second. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he, your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. I'm just replaying Galaxy of Ready 200%. The original is playing again on the Switch. Ooh, sounds like fun. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so too. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
A question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased.
Could the facts have been concealed with the forged evidence?
That case left behind scars in all of us.
The scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
Maybe he tried.
There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room.
What about Detective Goodman?
If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious.
They?
Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Sky. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers.
After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right?
Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was detective.
Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out.
Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago.
So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy, partner?
It was certainly enlightening.
There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth is not my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today.
Up.
Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina.
Adios. What about the Criminal Affairs Department? February 24th Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room.
Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us.
With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention her statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together.
I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir, we like to have a look around Chief Gant's office.
Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything.
Hey, you're right. You can't go there. It's off limits.
I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head over to the chief's office.
What? Dark case may have been fabricated? That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anyone.
Now there's a guy who cares about his work. There's no turning back now. February 24th, Police Department Chief's Office. Oh, that's what's playing his music in the background. That automated organ there. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Where am I?
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door.
Yo, check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach.
I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes.
I never could remember where C was.
Hmm? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, righto, have you been swimming lately, boy? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. Aye, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't seem to quite put my finger... Oh, the trophy looks different. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. Ho-ho. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Ah, darn it.
Looks like we aren't welcome.
It seems that case isn't over with yet after all.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. We're limited in our options here, but we have to talk to somebody. Damn it, doesn't work with her. No evidence can be said and presented to her. Meanwhile, at the Criminal Affairs Department, and February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs.
Hey, pal.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting?
I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
From sitting so long?
Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee.
Oh yeah, I say coffee because New York. New York. Lawyer. Lawyer. There's a difference. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop.
Hey, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask?
He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like that battle's between you two in court.
That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood.
Yikes.
Alright, so his crisis? But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Oh, shoot. I said that.
Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this...
Are there really so many people who hate him?
In our world, only those with the talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There is no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat.
Yes, sir.
You gotta take me back to that joint sometime. Okay, Dick?
Yes, sir.
It seems you don't have any problems with enemies.
Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack.
You could say that.
Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing.
He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything?
The only evidence Stark left behind was during his final attack.
No, that's literally his name, Dick Gumshoe. Because Dick is the nickname for Richard. Have you ever met a Richard in your life, Sonic? Do people just call Richards Rich and not Dick? Because Dick is the nickname of Richard. We even have, like... We even have a store here called Dick's Sporting Goods. You never met a... Wow. Wow. Your school must be an interesting one. Your life must be an interesting one not to have a Richard. Oh, how about William? People call William Will or Billy. Or Bill. So, like, if the person's name is William Turner, they could call the person Will Turner, Willie Turner, or Billy Turner, or Bill Turner. If a person's name is Richard Kim, he could be called Rich Kim or Dick Kim. Dick Kim. How could nobody you know, or anybody in your neighborhood, or any family member you know, have ever met or talked with a Richard? I've known at least like 3 Richards in my life. Yeah, Richie also works too. Some people go by Rich. Some of them go by Richie. Or are those not common names where you live? Do no parents in Sonic's neighborhood thought like, "Oh, what an adorable baby boy. Oh, I know. Let's call him Richard." But honey, won't people call him Dick? Or it's okay, he'll live with it. His final attack, you mean?
When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl.
Me.
It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl.
That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay?
His powers of recollection never fail to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
Kinda is, but it still can be used for some people. Obviously, like, less common than Daniel or Mark or Eric. Or, I know my name is a rare one. Alex is common. I'm trying to think of, like, other common boy names. Jake is common. Jack is common. What other guy names are pretty common in this day and age? Yeah, I feel like Richard and William are, like, not so common now. Marvin would not be a common one either. Nelson is not a common one. The first one after I mentioned less common names, I actually guessed your name correctly? Wow. Oh, wow. There is an occasional guy named Hunter. And that's a pretty cool name, honestly. Like, a dude whose name is Hunter, that is cool. Jimmy, yes, Jim is a common one, too. Brent is not so common. Honestly, I've never met a single Brent in my life. Wait, what did I say that's, like, less common names again? I'll rewind back the footage. But it's okay. Like, I'm sure there's, like, more than one person who has your name anyway, Sonic, so... Less so than people who share my name. Bow, 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 bow.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing?
One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
With his car? So, it was an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
An animal?
He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in.
Ryan actually can be a girl name too in this day and age, interestingly. Seems he was a pretty careless animal.
Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence.
So he turned himself in.
Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall.
That crime was...
That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed.
That last witness. Also known as Emma. About this.
Hey, is that...
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. And dude, calm your breathing. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
Oh yeah, that's true. The body was, transported. Oh, that's still cool. That's still cool. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, Sonic, at least you're not the only one. I mean, how should we, are you like the typical geeky girl, or like a tomboy, or I don't know, it's kind of hard to say with like girls who are tomboys and then they're the girls who are, you know, part of the LGBTQ community, who can be bi or, you know, anything else. I think I've only known one tomboy in my life, but even then, that tomboy was kind of adorable.
That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again.
This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
That's right. We traced it back to the store he brought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to take a good look at it to notice that.
Well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it?
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Dark's knife?
You bet. Down to the last fiber.
That's pretty conclusive.
But why was there a need to break off the knife, though? Why was there a need to break off the tip? You could just leave the body right there and, like... Why was the tip broken off? That's kind of sus. I mean, it's all good. I mean, dude is universal in this day and age. Calling anybody dude is universal. Even if you choose to identify yourself as a box like Hotbox, then yeah, you can identify yourself as a box. Half the times I identify myself as a mushroom. For reasons.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell.
And you could choose to identify yourself as a chief. Oh, God, no. That's a weird classification. Identification.
That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant.
It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now and his office is locked. We'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What, really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust?
Simply put, I'd be canned.
Oh,
Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
Oh,
so in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance of getting into that office.
I wonder there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
I used to identify myself as a panda. Wait, does that mean you have a stuffed panda? Gumshoe, yeah, he low-key could be Lookin from Pokemon. Low-key. I can only think of one other place I could go to. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet.
There he is. He looks like he's writing something.
What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you.
That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me.
Yes?
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours.
Ah, yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story?
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Ooh, panda hats. I used to have like a panda, a panda stuffed animal that I sleep with. What did he say about the freaking screwdriver? Come now, right? You can't seriously expect me to just sit down and chat with you about the case over a cup of tea, but this isn't related to the case, remember? You said so yourself. So I did.
Chief Gant gave this to you that day, didn't he? He asked you to bring it here from the police department.
The chief is a very competent man, but sometimes he does things that don't make any sense. At least it's better than being incompetent doing things that don't make sense. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere like on a shelf. That has no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean anymore? That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past? He's asking me?
Clark, why can't you just accept it graciously? Actually, something's been troubling me about the shield. Look, did you notice anything different?
Different.
Yeah, don't you remember the other shield in the court record?
Guess I'd better present this other shield. Oh yeah, we can talk about it now. We're not doing polls right now, Kaiser dude. Off topic. We're just now in the final parts. Hopefully the last day of investigation. Yeah, that's off topic. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Oh yeah, it's Malduin. Have you heard this story? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Kind of reminds me of a certain couple of Pokemon in Generation 4. Wait a second. Objection! Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolized.
Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today.
That's funny. That's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the sword award abolished. Chief Gant? There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I could do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified? The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time.
That picture? Something seems strange about it. Oh, we already talked about it. The day of the crime. Could you tell us what happened again that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this?
Those receiving rewards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office?
Yes, just odds and ends clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back?
This.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he?
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right.
Now, what about this piece of paper on the floor, my dude? I wonder what he was writing for.
Ooh, come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there.
Just distract him. I'll check it out.
Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground.
Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look.
Hey, what? Letter of...
If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, Letter of Resignation.
Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean...
I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died.
But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it's your fault.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either.
Uh-oh. I think he's serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something.
This letter of resignation, I wonder if I could use it for anything. Yes. Due to recent events, I hereby announce my resignation as public prosecutor. You really wrote a resignation letter.
Wow, even when resigning, Mr. Edgeworth is cool and concise. Still, it wasn't his fault.
Someone has to be held responsible. That's how it is in the grown-up world.
Yeah, but that responsibility means nothing if he just quits.
Well, not everyone sees it that way.
To truly take responsibility, you should have to work the rest of your life for no pay.
That's one tough grown-up world out there. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. Who are we to run into here? Excuse me.
Excuse me? Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef?
Miss Starr. I guess she's out of lunches.
You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very same day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't all be attributed to mere coincidence. It can't all be contributed to mere coinkydink.
Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness?
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be saved for what he...
Miss Starr's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Oh, it sounds good about now, too.
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
You mean with the forging of the evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dart got what he deserved. It was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Nah, the real Sonic is not vegetarian. The real Sonic eats chili dogs. Speaking of Sonic, his voice actor is now getting replaced again. After 10 years of Roger Craig Smith.
Yes, thanks to Chief Gan's powerful influence. Chief? That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how can he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change.
At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star.
You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. He trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall. He must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her? You mean Lana?
Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo.
That means Gant is sus. That means Gant is sus AF.
Lana and Chief Gant. Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Gant led the investigation, with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism?
By that I mean his ability to extract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence? You mean...
Oh yes, there were rumors about it even back then. No one dared confront him though.
I take it she's talking about forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
A poppy seed rice set. Talk about cheap. Well, we found out what we could for her. Now it's time to head back to the... Police Station Criminal Affairs Department.
Oh, you're back.
You're still here?
I gotta make 150 copy of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning to a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well?
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey instead of disc jockey.
Oh, that DJ.
I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line.
That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there.
There's gotta be something we could do to make the detective change his mind.
I know exactly what we need to present.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper?
Hey, by the way, if anybody is on Twitter, then be sure to, like, help me retweet my post that I am up on Twitch, if possible. I usually don't, like, say so, but it's pretty optional. It's totally 100% optional. Whew. Can't wait to get to Justice for All on Friday, too. Once we get to that point in the game. I hope we do. I have good faith that we will. Bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. I need to hydrate real quick. Don't forget, people, we do have channel points rewards, not just the hydration.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious.
Is he ever not serious?
I can't believe they pushed him this far.
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusts us detectives to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Detective.
That's it. I've made up my mind.
But...
Here, take my ID card.
We can't do that if someone found out.
he wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report.
Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated.
What?
So at least let me do this for Mr. Edgeworth's sake.
Alright, detective. Thank you. Hey, it says Sergeant.
Detective Gumshoe isn't very photogenic, is he?
Whatever you do, just don't say that to his face.
Look, his eyes are half shut.
Yeah, and his mouth is half open.
Hey, each of his shirt buttons is off a notch.
And he's got the narrow end of his tie in front. I think this goes beyond being a photogenic issue. Yeah, he really should be safe from being released for sure. Alright, we're back at the Chief's office. February 24th, Police Department Chief's office.
Here goes, Mr. Wright.
Click.
We're in. If anyone finds us now...
Detective Gumshoe's a goner.
If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out.
Eek!
Bruh.
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost.
Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that?
I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too.
If you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card?
Hey, don't do that to my card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we could find out.
I've got a bad feeling about this. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now?
No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it there.
He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see.
So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk?
No one except Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning.
Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Why do you ask?
You don't think... Nah. What would be... No! No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on! Not so fast, buddy.
I find my Gumshoe voice to be a bit more convincing than, honestly, the anime dubbed, English dubbed, Gumshoe voice. I hate it. I don't like it. The act... I know the person was paid to voice him, but also at the same time, it's like... I don't know. Oh, I saw a picture. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that.
Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you?
You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him?
Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet.
There you go, ignoring me again.
Hey, this is when Lana and I went to that theme park.
This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy.
Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner.
There's not even any dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here?
Nope. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of.
Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? It's fine, Kaiser dude. It's fine. I just want to finish this case ASAP. Like, I want to be done just so we can start Justice for All this Friday. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons?
Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations.
First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay. You're just a high school student.
Shh. Be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak.
I don't think he'd fit in there.
Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out.
Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be.
There's a safe here. This is a safe, isn't it?
Safe. That word is ripe with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it.
A 7-digit number. I think I just might know. Oh,
Do you know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's...
Oh, you son of a biscuit. Bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal?
A bunch of sevens. The final ID card number in that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day.
You mean... 7777777, that ID number?
I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Yeah, boy. Boy.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Wait, hold on. We should examine the desk first.
Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk.
Speaking of that, when we were here earlier,
Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gant, he put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading.
This looks like a list of evidence.
A list of evidence.
In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, Detective. What did you just say?
I said, I wonder what...
No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long?
That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence.
A half-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. So we found the second half of the list. What would the other half of the list be doing here?
I knew it. The chief must have been hiding something about that case.
It would appear so. Oh, we're almost down to finding out the juicy bits.
Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
Look, it's a...
A shard from a broken cup.
This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before?
There's something else in here, too.
A hand-printed cloth. It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? This is all that was in the safe?
Apparently so. It's empty now.
A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but unless you can prove that they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here.
Great. Now I have to prove the relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective.
I gotta put that piece back in this thing.
If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information, so that's why I have to get it all out of my system now. You understand, don't you?
Don't be so negative, detective. We do want to share your information, though.
Oh, who am I fooling? I've never had anything useful to share to begin with.
Arrgh, gotta stay positive.
Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar?
I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days.
It's kind of early to be nostalgic.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found?
You mean this one that was in the safe?
Yeah, this one. That was in the safe.
Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits.
Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie could do.
Just right here's some glue.
If I could piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. There, it fits like a charm. And of course that means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident.
But
Hey guys, get a load of this.
What is it?
This piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
there's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line? That's blood.
I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Yeah, it's a wonder how this dude got in the Force anywho. What do I have to present to him for that cloth to be relevant?
That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here,
Yeah, it looks like the right side of the floor's been torn off.
so Mr. Edgeworth's list is only half of the whole thing.
Something else is bugging me about more than that. Take a look at the back of that form, pal.
Back? It's a drawing! I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here.
What is it? Did you find something?
I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now.
Huh?
No, it's nothing.
Why are your eyes moving like that, right?
I better not forget about this picture. What do we need to present to him now?
I feel a lot better now that this jar is complete.
But it only raises another question. What was a piece of it doing in the chief's safe?
More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for anyway?
I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. I already looked at the picture in the back. What the heck?
I've been studying up on these files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people were accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal.
You're looking to the case for Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal what was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose.
But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty.
Hey, I just brought some of that stuff. Now I could go around detecting blood traces too.
Wow, is that a new type? I've never seen that bottle before. Add 3 inches to your base height.
Base height? Hey, let me see that. Looming tall. New and improved growth formula.
You mean this can't detect any blood traces?
Oh, well, it's not quite the same thing as luminol.
Oh, so that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face.
How about fingerprinting set? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, what's up? What's up, Curry? I mean, that's for SpongeBob, unless you don't want SpongeBob, Sonic. Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this.
Hey, I know what that is. So, you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
Alright, go to town. Sheesh.
What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that?
Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh?
Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe.
Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away.
What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Oops, my bad. Maybe let's do the thumb, actually. The thumb should be the safe bet. We've been okay. Getting annoyed by the trials here, but I'm hoping to finish this case by tonight. I know how long it did take you a long time too, Curry. Oh yeah, here's a nice thing about having a handheld version of Ace Attorney. There we go. This thing has a microphone. I gave it my best shot.
This kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print.
Okay, let's try a different finger then.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good fingerprint. All right, here we go. Let's match it. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they?
It seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought it'd be Dark's prints.
Psst, hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe?
Bruh.
Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now.
Here, maybe you should hold on to this.
Finally.
Well, was I any help?
Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
Now, that's very not kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat?
Eek!
Chief can't!
We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir, sorry.
Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now, get out. Yes, sir.
We'll be on our way too then.
Oh, wait, you, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir?
I'd like to have a word with you.
But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair, you're free to go.
Mr. Wright.
Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listening to me, pal? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th, Detention Center Visitors Room. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I didn't mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Oh, don't you mean Phoenix Wright is...
Extra thick!
Headed? Now is my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. Showing evidence isn't going to do me any good now. I've got to get Lana to tell me everything she's hiding. Mr. Wright? You're evolving by leaps and bounds. I'm starting to see the hunger in your eyes. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Well, Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, you're addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of an inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. We're in a serious moment and we got a serious raid. Hold on a second. This is drama. Thank you so much, Cedo Box, for the raid, though. But seriously, we are in a very serious moment. This is an anime drama going on here. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
Me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but also one other. Deputy Chief of Police Damon Gant.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
You want proof of the Chief's wrongdoings? Here it is.
That evidence proves someone is doing something wrong, all right. But it's not the Chief.
Who would that be?
Oh, me. You seriously believe what you're saying, don't you? Now that's scary. You seem to have the makings of a criminal, you. What with all your fallacious accusations. Care to spend tonight in the cell next to mine?
If you ask me, you're the scary one. The proof that Chief falsified evidence. I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. And this jar piece, and this piece of cloth, do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. That's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I could say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it out inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Good day.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
A murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from the SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
That would be Edgeworth's knife?
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand?
Yes. It seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly?
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be open again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means necessary.
So you hid Dark's knife?
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe?
Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident. About Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
Marshall? Why on earth would you call that cowboy?
The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card. It seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room? I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murder. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago.
To be continued.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Let's go ahead and save. We have to save and savor this moment. But anyways, we did get a raid though, so we actually should greet the raider in 1 second. The one and only Overwatcher Cedo Box. Thank you so much for raiding, my man. Sorry that you had to pop in on a very dramatic moment when I was doing some dramatic narrating. Hopefully your matches in Overwatch weren't as dramatic as what's going down tonight. But thank you so much, dude. How are your matches today? How was Overwatch? How have your streams been? But to anybody who doesn't know, if anybody raids us, this is how we greet our raiders, with all the confetti, all the balloons, all the cheers, all the hype music. Oh, you're playing some Phoenix Wright too? Dude, we're coming right down to the end. We're at the end game. We are about to get the truest ending, the truest of all endings of Phoenix Wright. But yeah, thanks for raiding me, dude. Hope your evening has been going pretty swell. Hope your matches went well today. Hope you didn't take too much losses, but at least took some dubs home. But yeah, we have so much hype music, so much confetti, so much support for all the raiders who come here. For anybody who forget, you don't realize this is, if you haven't seen Times Square, New York, this is where that's where the display would be. So you're welcome on seeing Times Square, New York for the first time. Of course, since you're outside the United States, I wouldn't expect you to not know what Times Square, New York would look like. The ball dropping is pretty typical of how we celebrate the New Year's in America. I could play the game as Lucio and annoyed my team. Yo, Lucio is still the OG though. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth! On that note, I need to go ahead and take another intermission. Not just to hydrate, but to also get ready for this final doozy of a court case. This is the final trial. Parts 1, 2, and 3. Oh my god. Oh, dang. Sorry to hear they had to be... Well, I was... Yeah, that was some major news back in the day. Anywho. Let me go ahead and take another break real quick. When we come back, we'll try to get this case done tonight so we don't have to worry about this game anymore, and we can move on to Justice for All for the next Phoenix Wright Friday. So let me go ahead and be right back, folks, and play another quick advertisement.